Hello everybody, we are Chips et Noir, the French shoutcasters, and we will be your host for today.
Yeah, thank you for watching this day. This is the pinnacle of the Season 9. This is the 10th year anniversary of League of Legends. We are really delighted and happy to welcome you here in Paris. This day will be crazy. The crowd will be crazy. So thank you for watching. We wish you a great League of Legends 2019 Grand Finals and see you after.
Paris prepares to roar with an entire year of blood, sweat, and tears as an LEC champion on home soil aims to bring the Summoners Cup back to its passionate fans for the first time since the trophy's inception. G2Esports must stand tall against the powerhouses FunPlus Phoenix, who have every intention of proving naysayers wrong and doing what others could not. Return the title of world champion to the LPL fans. You're getting a look at footage from the Oppo Reno 2, which has been catching our players' arrivals all tournament long. In brilliant fashion, cosplayers too out in droves. The tournament concludes here in a beautiful Accors Hotel Arena where the Parisian fans have not disappointed, with a host of G2 fans and cosplayers making sure that the celebrations are lively. I'm James Dash Patterson, standing alongside Frost, Jack, Deficio, and Vedius. We've made it to the World Finals. It's one best of 5 that separates each of these teams from the Summoner Cup. How are we feeling?
I'm getting a little bit nervous.
You got nervous?
Just a little bit. But
we got an hour to go, Deficio. Deep press.
Okay, we got an hour. We got an hour.
We're an hour away from the opening ceremony. The fans are still moving in, but from the sound of it, you wouldn't be able to tell. So it's only going to get louder from here.
Oh, yeah, I expect it to be loud as ever. We were lucky enough to be here in Paris just a year ago for MSI. They blew the roof off the building. I expect more of the same. A reminder that you can celebrate Worlds with all the World's swag available through the World's Pass in client. You can still rep those rewards through November 19th, and that includes new Louis Vuitton skins. For more information, check out all you can recap or reap here in the League client right now. Now, throughout Worlds, I'll have to say, my analysts have gotten more than their fair share of predictions wrong, but thankfully, there's a number of savants out there, as 3 perfect pick'ems are still in play. First up, Last Breath on EUS will be the sole winner if FPX takes this series, while 2 players, one on the Brazilian server and another on EU Northeast, have picked G2 to win it all. Perfect pick'em earns you every single ultimate skin. That's every single one. That's a lot of skins.
We got to backtrack, though, Dash.
Did you say EU West?
Yes.
And did he predict FPX?
That's what he did.
What? Last breath! What are you doing?
You do what it takes to get perfect pick'ems, Vedius. Have you seen the rewards?
He's trying to win no matter what. You know, either G2 wins or he wins.
Clearly a Yasuo main with the word last breath. He's just running it down.
If he's not, I'd be disappointed.
I actually found his account. He's not a Yasuo main.
What? No. Well, now I don't know what to think about Last Breath. But let's talk about the 4 of you and how you've been doing in the pick'ems, huh?
My pick'ems were Uzi level. So for like most of groups, they were really good. And then like as soon as quarterfinals hit, suddenly they were nowhere to be found. So I don't know what happened.
Anyone else feeling good?
I think I'm like,
I was feeling pretty good. My only bad prediction was the Griffin one. That kind of ruined everything. But every other prediction, I've been on point.
All right, well, we already know that this Worlds is like no other, but I wanted to put some numbers to the kind of action that we've seen throughout all of Europe. First up, 99 unique champion presents. That's either picks or bans, but the most unique that we've had across a World Championship ever.
And it feels like the year has been set as the year of flex picks. It really started with G2. They made their splash on the international stage with MSI, and it's only ramped up from there. Now, to be a top team, you must be able to play a lot of these unique picks in multiple positions across multiple roles.
And we've also seen that over 2 years, that teams who try new picks, they get rewarded because they actually end up winning because of it. It's no longer a bad thing to have a, as we used to call it, a cheese pick. It's actually a good thing now to be creative in the way you're playing the game and in your draft. So I think we are seeing teams try more because it's actually the best way to win.
Yeah, and I've been happy with the way the game has looked. Last year was the best Worlds ever in terms of what it felt like gameplay. And on the Bounce team for about 8 months, there was definitely a feel that we were trying to kind of keep that meta mostly in place because it was good. And then make a few adjustments along the way. Pantheon got a little away from people. That's obviously not the goal. But overall, 99 picks, about almost exactly the same average game time as last year. And the right things feel like they're being rewarded.
A very healthy place for the game to be.
It wasn't me. It was the team.
Yeah, credit should be extended to many other people and making this a possibility. Next up, we have had some of the bloodiest early games since tracking the stat. 7.3 kills and deaths at 15 minutes is the average here at Worlds. If we look at the combined kills per minute, which looks at the games holistically, not capping at that 15-minute mark, this is the second only to Season 3 Worlds.
And I wonder how much this is inflated by the semi-finals between the two LPL teams. Because we had a lot of fighting and killing in that series, but honestly, it's been like this throughout the entirety of the tournament. In group stages, we thought that the meta was about slowing down, scaling, but the moment we got into playoffs, it was back to bloodshed, it was back to fighting.
And Vedius, you say that obviously having two LPLs and the semis makes that stat go way up, but in terms of bloody stats and in terms of quickness, it was actually the LEC that was skyrocket before any other region. So it's not just China, it's also Europe that are playing at this breakneck speed.
And Betty, I'm going to be honest, I was cheating at the program monitor to see your shot back there. The fans are already going crazy.
Yeah, they really like your point.
Yeah,
they were like, yeah,
really
This
the games are over an hour away. I wonder if the energy in here could even make teams play a little bit faster than we've seen already.
I mean, when you think about G2, they are a team that gets amped up by the crowd. We saw them against Damwon make a couple of questionable plays. The crowd is a very powerful factor here.
Right. I don't know if
so
we can
much
keep
so
the energy
they asked
through.
the crowd to tone it down, but I will say the opposite. Get loud out there. That's what I want to see. But our third and final statistic here for Worlds 2019, it might end up being the first time, again, since tracking, that ADCs and bot laners do not top the damage share charts. Top laners have increased their share of damage in their teams by more than 3 percentage points compared to any other year in history. Currently tied with damage, bot and top, 25.3% for their teams. That's pretty awesome.
And I think there's a couple of different factors here, but primarily the games are going quicker. It's no longer that ardent sensor meta where you're getting to 6 items and the ADC is really who you're playing around in the team fights. Now there's a lot more creative compositions and the games are decided much quicker before ADCs even really turn online.
And I think the key word there is creative compositions. Garen bottom lane is going to hurt the damage share of AD carries. Sion Nautilus mid is also going to help the damage share. And also, tanks not being as prevalent.
I do have a small fun fact. The two teams in the final do not actually match this. None of them have their top laners as the top damage
So what
share.
are the indications for today's final?
I think you might see more focus around bot lane, obviously. More damage or more carries coming from mid and top.
So in the end, the bot laners may reign supreme. But while we celebrate the competitors charging onto the stage in front of this Parisian crowd, I want to recognize some of the most impactful players of Worlds 2019 that despite their best efforts couldn't quite participate today on stage. They are Clio, The Shy, Tarzan, Showmaker, and Nemesis. First up, SKT's jungler, Clid.
And how can we not talk about this man? Coming into the World Championship, Clid was praised as being one of, if not the best jungler coming into the tournament. SKT evolved their style to play through Clid rather than play through Faker, and that has allowed them to grow so much as a team. Their early game became so much stronger because of this man on your screen.
And the fact of the matter is that alongside names like G2, the other name coming out of analyst's mouth was SKT. And you're only that type of favorite because you have Faker and because you have Clid. He is a phenomenal jungler in a position that was so stacked at this tournament.
And I agree with everything, but I really want to talk about the Shy. While I'm also hearing this behind me. But the Shy was one of the biggest names coming into the tournament. He was one of the biggest. It's actually very hard. He was obviously a mega hyped up name coming into the semifinal as well. And I thought he was going to carry IG past FPX, but he didn't. He actually ended up costing the team the most as one of the best, if not the best player in the world before that series at least.
Fell just short at the end. Let's talk about Griffin's Tarzan.
Yeah, and I think Tarzan is another player who had a very good most of the World Championship before falling short. I think one of the tragedies of international competition is all these teams are the best of the best, but only one team can be the World Champion. So a player like Tarzan at his first World Championship, yes, he was unable to get through IG in that series, but he's a player who I feel like will be back.
Next up, oh, go ahead.
Another player that we expect to be back is someone like Showmaker, the mid laner for Damwon. During the group stages, I feel like he showed the world why he is considered one of the best Akali players on the planet.
Yeah.
This guy was so influential in not only getting Damwon to the tournament, but is praised as being one of the best performing mid laners that we saw after groups.
You talk about young guns up here on the stage. We've got to go over to Fnatic and look at Nemesis in the mid lane.
And I know the goalpost got moved around for Fnatic. A lot of Fnatic fans probably